my God. That was so scary.
911 location of your emergency.
From what I could see, there's like an entire tree like fell on the wire outside. We've learned a lot about trees falling on RVs.
I told you I didn't want you in my life. Come on, stop it.
What? Whoa.
When a tree thinks it can control your life, you gotta show it who's boss.
What do you want me to do with that?
Hear me out. Centerpiece, footrest, and a place to put our script. It's like a little music stand. First and foremost, we want to thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. All of you that reached out last week in the comments section showing your love and support. So last week we left you on a little bit of a cliffhanger as far as the tree falling onto the RV. We kind of dropped off suddenly and you're back again, so welcome back here.
Going back to that day, once 911 came and cleared the scene and determined it's safe, the next step was getting the electricity shut off.
But right here is our main concern. This is what we were concerned about initially walking out of the trailer, and that's why we call 911, is because if there's ever a downed wire, get the appropriate people out here to turn off the power supply, and then you can go assess the damage.
What we did was run inside and shut off our main supply to the RV.
If you remember in the last video, there was that loud beeping every once in a while. It was intermittent.
It was like a vibrating.
Vibrating, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
It just sounded like it was rumbling, so we went ahead and shut off the main power source to the RV. And then fire and police went ahead and reached out to the power company here locally to come replace the wire, get it back up and running. So
wow, were they fast?
they were so fast. It was so crazy. They were like, I would say about an hour and a half.
He like unspliced it from the middle, pulled it out, and just rigged it back up. I was like, okay, I didn't think we were gonna have electricity for like days.
I'm loving the positive vibes. Aren't you rocking the positive vibes, by the way, today?
Yeah.
That's what's up. I love that.
Once the electricity was hooked back up and we switched our converter back on, all the electricity was running fine.
Surge protector did its job, said we're all in the clear.
Yeah.
So we were pretty happy about that. Next ordeal was getting up on top of the roof and figuring out the situation. We needed to get all that mess cleaned up.
Yeah.
It was like a tornado went through and just threw tree branches all over the top of the RV. We didn't know what kind of damage was underneath everything.
We knew we were just ready to take lots of pictures.
Before you go messing around with everything, make sure you're documenting every piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, you just never know if something's gonna get missed or not, and you don't want that to happen. I recommend taking pictures and videos, especially if you have an iPhone or some kind of smartphone, because you can just grab photos from the video. Sometimes with photos, it's hard to tell what you're looking at, and I feel like if you're taking a video of it, it's just easier to see in perspective like what you're looking at. So there we were with the chainsaw, just chopping away at this tree.
You ever figure out what caused this dent up here?
What done?
I don't know, this corner dent right here.
Looks good, right? Now we have firewood.
Yeah, we got plenty of firewood. There's always a little light at the end of the tunnel. So we got the roof completely cleaned off, and we were able to assess the damage a little more. And then we proceeded with getting everything covered up.
Yeah, because it was raining that day.
Of course, a tree's gonna fall on your RV when it's raining. Like, it just adds fuel to the fire. So we hurried off and went to a local RV store and bought some Eternabond.
Oh yeah, because everyone was talking about this Eternabond in a previous video.
But for now, at least we got the Eternabond tape. $51. It better work great.
Yeah, thanks to everybody's recommendations on the YouTube.
That stuff is expensive. So anytime you have any problems going on with the roof, you want to be worried about water damage, and that was our biggest concern. We didn't want that sitting up there exposed to the elements and knowing that water is going to slowly seep in over time and create water damage. So we went ahead and covered everything to the best of our ability with that Eternabond, and it worked presto.
And the best part about this situation is that we are still able to live in our RV. So many of you have reached out to us and gave us a place to stay and offered your help, which we are so grateful for. Thank you so, so much for being so sweet.
You guys are awesome. We love you all.
We are able to still live in our RV.
Yes, and I know a lot of people have been in a lot worse predicaments than we have. And our heart goes out to you guys, because I could not imagine this being your full-time home and not having a place to stay. Are you kidding me?
And also trying to get all your stuff out while it's totaled and there's a tree in it.
We have been very fortunate And number one thing, like we said last episode, a new appreciation for life.
Yeah.
Keep your heads up, everyone out there that are going through the same things. Our heart goes out to you. Let's get into the bread and butter a little bit and talk about insurance.
No, I don't like the I word.
Honey, we're gonna do this together, okay? So first and foremost, we need to throw out a disclaimer. We are not insurance pros and we are not RV experts. So take it with a grain of salt. We're just sharing you what our experiences have been. Let's give you a little context of the situation and what's going on. For surely, we're heading up to the rally at the end of this month.
Yeah.
That's a known fact.
Still going there.
We're still going there. We're making it happen. We have a very safe, reliable place that we're staying on. Safe as can be. So we're taking full advantage of just staying here, staying put, and just waiting for some answers.
We're not just gonna tow this to a shop. Nothing's gonna happen anyway. Like nothing is gonna get repaired, it sounds like, until, Is it on me?
You were saying?
I was saying that it sounds like this is not gonna get repaired until later this year, like maybe October, because of parts, labor, availability, like appointments.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations that we're not gonna like rush somewhere just to sit and wait. Things get a little bit more interesting when it's your home on wheels and you're living in it. You can't just take this thing to the shop and have people start ripping it apart and then it just sits in the shop waiting to get repaired, because we all know during this time, getting repairs done is not like a quick thing. There's a concern too about our slide going in. We don't really want to be moving it and touching it too much until someone
has eyes
looks
on
at
it. We have been working with our insurance company to have a specialist sent out here so that they can further assess the damage and not just go off the pictures and videos that we took. Pictures and videos are great,
Yeah.
but you need someone to lay their eyes on it. You need to hightail it and get in contact with your insurance company themselves. We're having to jump through a lot of hoops right now. There's a lot of unknowns going on. We know that when the tree fell, the brunt of the damage was done on top of the roof. Luckily, it missed the AC. So we have 2 working ACs, which is fabulous. The other damage that took place on the RV was the sidewall and the rear wall.
Possibly the frame, like the metal frame of the whole thing has.
Yes.
And a lot of this you can't see until you really start ripping apart the RV.
We may not be able to get this work done until October. That means we're not able to get into an appointment until October. Everyone's up in the air and you gotta be your own advocate when it comes to these things. And when we talk about being your own advocate, we want to throw out a couple tips that have really helped us. Write down the names and the phone numbers of all the people you talk to. That way, you don't get confused when you're making multiple calls of who was I talking to, what was their number, I don't remember who it just creates more tension and stress. Keep things clear and concise.
Something else you're gonna want to do is check the value of your RV, your current value. So you can get on a website called NADA. It's a National Automobile Database Association. Did I get that right?
Something like that.
And then you can put all your details of your rig in there, and it's gonna give you your like lowest, average, and then your highest value of your rig.
So that when you do get these estimates from insurance companies, you personally kind of have an idea of like, is this thing gonna be totaled? Or are we actually gonna be able to get some work done on this? Another thing that's really helped us is doing research of local dealerships around where you're at. Yes, it's always an awesome idea to think, I'm gonna go to the headquarters and just drive there. I'm full-time on the road, I'm making the drive, I'm going there to get the work done. But listen, so is everyone else. If you're in a specific area that's maybe not highly populated, but they deal with your RV in that region, you might be able to get in a little bit quicker and get some work done a little quicker than you normally would if you were to drive all the way to the headquarters.
We have had some people reach out to us and ask if they should have insurance on their RV.
Absolutely. Insure, cover your butts, because these things are way too expensive just to be driving around with no insurance.
Also, if you are living in your RV full time and you have pets, kids,
yes,
all the stuff that makes RV living so much more interesting, you want to start planning ahead and trying to figure out, well, when this is in the shop, this might take a week, like they say, but it can also take a month or so, depending on how bad the damage is. So you want to have some plans on where you're going to stay.
Absolutely. Maybe
look into some Airbnbs that'll accept pets. Try to go get it repaired somewhere close to family, so that way you have like a secure place to stay. Don't assume it's going to take a week or two if that's what they say. You want to plan for much, much more.
I think that's actually a really good call because you actually just made me think of something.
Okay.
And what I'm thinking of is do research on your own insurance plan. Because yesterday, for instance, we looked at our insurance plan and I'm like, man, there's a couple things that need to be updated. There's a couple things I don't quite understand what's going on. Make sure if none of this is applicable to you right now and you just want to know what to look for, make sure you understand your insurance plan and what all you're covered for.
Because it's confusing.
It is confusing. A lot of this is not like one size fits all. It's a big gray area.
And it's more of a gray area when you live in it.
Yeah, no doubt. I cannot imagine being displaced from our home right now. All we own is in that RV and in that truck right there. If you guys enjoy hanging out with us and you want to keep up to speed with the story, make sure you subscribe. And if you really enjoy the content, check out these couple videos right here because we have more of that RV life that is just uncensored and off the chain.
Yeah.
Love you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.